Are you ready to dairy-free your mind? This summer, melt away your dairy-free expectations with So Delicious dairy-free frozen desserts. Enjoy mind-blowing flavors like salted caramel cluster, chocolate cookies and cream, cookie dough, and more. For over 35 years, So Delicious has been cranking up the flavor with show-stopping products that are 100% dairy-free, certified vegan by Vegan Action, and are so unbelievably creamy, your taste buds will do a double take. Dairy-free your mind. Visit SoDeliciousDairyFree.com.
Menopausal and perimenopausal women, listen up. It's time to take control of your health and comfort, and Winona is here to help. Winona is a telemedicine company for menopause care who believes that your symptoms are real, important, and deserve to be taken seriously. And for many women, this starts with hormone replacement therapy. Winona's HRT is made with plant-based, bioidentical hormones rather than synthetic ones, so it better aligns with your body to offer relief from hot flashes, weight gain, and other uncomfortable symptoms. 80% of women who use Winona find relief within just 90 days. So, what are you waiting for? Get started today. Visit buywinona.com today to start your free visit. With free shipping and the ability to pause or cancel at any time, your path to wellness has zero obligations. Use code SPRING24 at buywinona.com for 25% off your first treatment plan. That's BYWINONA.com for 25% off. Winona. Menopause care made easy. Summer is the season of hot temperatures, outdoor adventures, and refreshing water activities. Summer is also the season of rough on your feet, causing dry, cracked heels and toes. Introducing Babyfoot, the original exfoliation foot peel that contains 16 natural extracts formulated to remove dead skin cells in 3 easy steps. Apply the booties, relax for an hour, then wash your feet. In 14 days, you've got baby smooth skin and your feet have never been softer. Letting dead skin cells build up over time is hazardous to your foot health. Our professional-grade DIY products, like our original exfoliation foot peel, our men's foot peel, or our moisturizing mask, are some of the best foot care products on the market, created with your foot health in mind. Pamper yourself with a spa day from the comfort and convenience of your own home with Babyfoot. If you want a chemical-free, easy-to-use exfoliating process from the company that created the original foot peel, it's time to treat yourself to Babyfoot. Go to babyfoot.com and use the code SUMMERFEET24 and get 20% off your first order with Babyfoot. That's babyfoot.com and use the code SUMMERFEET24.
Hello and welcome to Too Stupid to Live, a podcast that reviews romance novels $5 and under. And listen, I hope you are wearing a flowy blouse right now or drinking the iciest of iced teas, because this is a special episode called Hot as Hell with TSTL, where I talk with romance authors and other figures in the world of Romancelandia. And I couldn't have a better guest today to turn up those heat levels, as they say. My dear friend and author Erin La Rosa is here to talk about, among other things, her scorchingly sexy new book, For Butter or Worse. It's going to be out this July, and you can currently pre-order it. And all I have to say about this book is that my review is 5 out of 5 sticks of butter. You know what? 100 out of 5 sticks of butter. I loved this book. I highly recommend it as part of your summer reading or any season of reading. Like, I think I might have read it in the fall, and you know what? It was great fall reading as well. So today's episode is brought to you by the first book in a new series from Kensington Publishing, A Duke for Diana by Sabrina Jeffries. And I'm actually excited for this book. It's kind of like The Wedding Planner meets Bridgerton's. So you know how there's all of those fancy parties that the ton or the rich people go to in Regency romances? Well, this series is about the party planners of those events, which is like a group of women, and they each have a specific expertise that they use to like put on these amazing parties for rich people. And A Duke for Diana feels like it kind of feels like a reverse makeover storyline. It's about the fashion expert in the planning company, and she helps a self-made engineer, or like a self-made rich engineer, who finds himself like becoming a duke. I think it looks so cute. You can find more information about A Duke for Diana on the show notes page at tstlpodcast.com. So, folks, I hope this has given you enough time to turn up that AC, because it is about to get hot. Oh, and grab a snack while you're at it because, listen, we also talk a lot about food. So please enjoy as author Erin La Rosa gets hot as hell with TSTL. Well, Erin La Rosa, welcome back to oh my God, I got my own name wrong.
Welcome back to 3-4 Stupid to Live.
Yeah, welcome back to that one too.
My name is Karen Mimosa, and you are Sexy Feldman.
That's very true. And boys, do we have a surprise for you?
Can you guys tell that Becky and I know each other and we're friends?
Yes, we do. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm drinking a gin and tonic right now. Because I figured,
wow, yeah.
Well, last time you were drinking wine, so I was like, oh, I gotta catch up.
No, that's why I brought us wine. Well, you know what I was gonna do? I was gonna have Owen, my husband, bring me a cocktail during this as like because he's putting our daughter to bed. Being a very good spouse, father, whatever. And so then I was going to ask him to do more work and make me a cocktail.
Of course. I mean, listen, how hard can it be? You just put a baby to bed. I'm sure.
And then you make me a cocktail.
Exactly. It's called, what night is it? It's called Tuesday night.
It's called Bring Me My Cocktail Night. Yeah. That's it.
Oh, I'm really excited for the cameo that your husband's gonna make.
He's gonna be like, am I like on? I'm literally gonna text him right now and be like, please bring me.
And I tell him I have a few questions. Did he read? Oh, well, we're talking about your book because like last time you were on, you just had your book like sold, and now this puppy is coming out. You know,
she's gonna be out July 26th. The countdown begins. I am so excited. I feel like I've been prepared for this moment like an Olympic training session because I have been working on this book for like maybe 2 years, maybe 3, something like that. So, you know, books are just epically slow to come out.
Right.
So,
yeah. Because like I feel like when it was first announced, that was pre-pandemic, right? And then like it felt like it, right? Or am I crazy? Like what is time, but 2, like it feels like this was like such a there's the writing process of it, but then there's like everything else, which also feels like this Olympic like race in a way.
Well,
maybe.
I feel like the thing they don't tell you when you sell a book is it's sort of like, okay, congratulations, we the publisher are going to publish your book. Now you get to figure out how to put it on social, market it, publicize it, start your TikTok brand, become an influencer.
Sure, yeah,
like
easy.
It's just it's a lot of work on the author's part to like actually get the book seen by people and out there. So yeah, like a lot of my days, I was telling my husband, I was like, I think I like spent all day doing social media posts today, and that was most of my day and my morning, but that's part of the job too.
It's great. I mean, I follow you on social media and I'm like, you've stepped it up and I am so impressed, by the way. Really impressed.
Thanks. It's like my full job now promoting this book.
Of course. And I think like, yeah, it feels like just talking to authors lately, it's like it feels like it's more and more becoming like 75% of the job is promotion. And then like, oh yeah, maybe I'll write a book. But like
well, you know, this was so For Better or Worse, it's the first book, and then the second book will come out next year. And I have edits due for that at the end of June that I probably should have started 2 weeks ago, but haven't. And so I was like, maybe next week will be the week that I jump in on those. But yeah, it feels like the writing part is now such a small part of actually what my job is.
Was that like surprising to you?
Yes. And I have published 2 nonfiction books before and did a lot of work on them. But I think with this one, and you know, I've not always been part of the romance community. There was a time when I was just reading like the Babysitters Club books, but I feel like I'm pretty immersed in that community and have been for a while, but I have had to feel like I'm kind of on steroids with being part of the community now, where I'm just like, I live, breathe, eat romance, and I will talk about it on every social channel I can. And so that was like a level that I wasn't totally prepared for. And the other thing that like was interesting, I went to lunch with our other friend Shyla today from our romance book club, because we have a romance book club too.
I talk about it on the podcast all the time.
I mean, it's a great so group of women meeting in a park, drinking and eating and talking romance books. But Shyla was like, oh, have you picked your swag yet for the book? And I was like, yeah, I picked my swag. I have to pay for all of my swag. So like any like she was so shocked. She was like, the publisher doesn't do that for you. And I was like, no, like I'm making my own bookmarks. I'm making pot holders and like recipe cards and all of this stuff that gets sent out with the books. But that's also part of my job, is like I've got a PhD now in Canva design graphics, probably on my way to a master's in like finding swag on Etsy. And so, you know, this is stuff they don't tell you before you publish the book. This is what you find out after.
Well, I didn't know that, because like on, you know, being the swag receiver, you know, I'm just like, this is so fun. Like these publishers are so clever. Like this cup, it says Crazy Pants. I think I got it from from a novel. And then I have like this little like stuffed animal, and I'm like, all these great things from swag. And like I didn't realize that, like, oh, I thought it was like they have a really good publisher that just knows what we want.
No, yeah. Most, I mean, you know, like I think if you're some of the bigger authors, right, then you are not going to be paying for that. But so I'm part of like a debut author Slack group, which is like a chat function for people who don't have to use Slack. But all of the authors, like half of the chat is like, where did you guys find stickers? Because now I need to design some stickers, or like, how much swag are you doing? Like, what should I spend? But yeah, it's like a lot of that, not just for romance, but for other genres too. So this is like a universal thing. Yeah.
Going back to you talking about recipe cards, I've known you for such a long time, but are you a foodie? And had I just like that just like slipped by me? Because your book is about For Better or Worse. It's about chefs and like, you know,
Yeah. So Nina, my lead, is like a very foodie kind of person. She is after a Michelin star. She wants her restaurant to be top tier. And then Leo, our love interest, is running more of like an Olive Garden style chain restaurant. Nothing wrong with that. I love me an endless breadstick basket. So yeah, food is something that I've always loved. I've always loved cooking. I will say, like, even as a kid, I really liked cooking. And I have to have you over and just cook for you, because I'm realizing I haven't cooked you anything. And I am not like as much of a baker, but I like cooking meals. So this book is less of like a baking book and more of a like, you hear my cat scratching at the carpet in the background. Oh my God. But yeah, this book is all about food and the food scene in LA, because I love going out to like spend ridiculous amounts of money on food. And I will, and the thing is, like, I also like finding little hole in the wall places that are really good. I just think the LA food scene is so wonderful, and I think is finally starting to get recognized as like a real fun place to eat. But LA has so many cool options.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like it feels like everyone who lives in LA knows how great the culinary scene is, but still people outside of LA are like just now figuring it out, you know?
Yes. Yeah. Well, because I lived in New York for a year after school in Boston, and I just feel like in New York, everyone was constantly shitting all over LA, like for no reason, apropos of nothing, would just bring it up, be like, you know what sucks? Los Angeles. And no one brings up New York here, really. Like, I never hear LA people being like, let me tell you how much I hate New York. But for some reason, I feel like it was always ingrained in me, like, LA sucks, there's nothing good about it. And then when I remember visiting friends here for the first time and eating the sushi and being like, holy shit, that's what sushi is. It just tastes so, everything tastes so good out here. So
absolutely. Yeah. I feel like the same thing. Like I grew up in New Jersey, obviously went to school in Boston, East Coast person. And like and I always was like, I'll never move out to LA. It's like so fake or
right.
whatever. But like the first time I visited, I immediately fell in love. Like I was just
I
like,
know.
sunshine. And this was not even like, I went to Hollywood and Highland, and that was like
Right.
what made me fall in love with LA, which is like basically the
Yeah.
equivalent of like Times Square. Like so many people, like kind of
Where I
gross.
had my sushi experience was like a Rockin' Sushi, which is a chain.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Right? You're like, Hollywood. I love this place. I think there are like New Yorkers who come out here who like, I love my friends from New York, but a lot of them are just like still like, well, in New York, we have like really good we have the best breakfast sandwiches or like something. And it's like,
right.
I know you have good pizza, you have the bagels, you have the bread. I get that.
The carbs in New York are really hard to beat. Like I do think about their black and white cookies like regularly, at least once a week. I have tried to make my own and they're just not the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get the carb scene and the carb kind of bragging. I do get it.
Me too.
But yeah. But we
Mhm.
have a lot of great non-carbs,
I know, like we have burgers, any stuff with avocado in it. Like, come on.
Love a good big salad out here.
Yes, love like salad with strawberries in it. All these crazy things you can do with salads.
That's right. Turn it into a smoothie, a salad smoothie. Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like I need to bring up the big headline of this book. The big headline.
I can't wait.
There's a 69ing scene.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that.
I was like, this is the headline.
my delight at people like figuring that out when they read this book is very strong. Like people being like, wait a minute, there's 69 in here? And I'm like, yeah, they do. It's funny because I haven't really read 69 scenes in other books. And so I was like, I need to put this in a book. Like, have people forgotten how great this is? Like, we need to bring this back. So yeah, there is a 69 scene pretty up top in terms of the sex scenes. I think that might be like after Leo goes down and has his fill, then they're gonna be 69ing. So yeah, it's a lot of female pleasure in this book.
Sure, loved it. And I mean, it was like a hot scene because she's like,
oh yeah,
she's like going down on him and he's like, I need to touch you, I'm sorry. Like in a way sexier way than I just did, but like, and it was like, and I like that they bring up, she's like, wait, like in middle school? Like it was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, I think the line is like, are we about to night 69? And I think he says something like 2069. It's a really corny joke, but he makes a joke to lighten the mood. But yeah, then they definitely 69 and God, it's great. And I love people discovering that scene. So I'm glad that it spoke to you.
Oh, it's so great. It was just like this, like, it was like nostalgic but also progressive in a way, like
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember her. I remember her. Yeah, I had a lot of fun writing the sex scenes. I will say one of my like favorite notes that I got from my editor at the time, which is embarrassing, but it still stays with me. It was in a later sex scene, but she commented and she said, could we like not use the word burrow? Because I just keep thinking of like a mole and I don't think that's what. And I was like, yeah, girl. I was like, I'm going to change that. Where I was like, oh my God. I was like, my editor's going to think I've never had sex before and like, don't know what a penis is and haven't seen one and that it's a little mole. And so, yeah, this was, like a big leap for me because they were the first sex scenes I've ever written. This is my romance debut. But I so love reading open door, filthy romances. So I tried to have a lot of fun with it.
Oh, of course. And you could tell, like, I feel like, you know, it was like both you writing about food and sex. There was like, and I mean this, like, there was like a horniness to it, you know, like there was like, you felt the taste and then you like felt the fuck, or you know what I mean? Like you can put that quote on the cover if you want. It sounded really smart. So there you go.
Dash Becky Feldman from Becky Feldman. I think food is so sexy, and I think like being taken out for a really good meal and eating with someone else is just like, that is so sexy. And also someone cooking for you is really romantic. Like food is just a wonderful thing to do right before heavy boning, or after, or both, really.
Oh yeah, I mean,
or during, I should say.
Exactly. Like you
bring
can
it
have,
in.
Yeah, or just why not? You know,
have a snack.
Have a snack. Take a quick break. Have a juice box and an orange, and then get back in there.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Exactly. And that is also a scene in the book, I should say. Becky is spoiling that. So
yeah, I'm so sorry. I equated it to a soccer game, a kid's soccer game, but I thought it was very smart. There's a scene in it where she also like orders for him which I thought was like a very fascinating thing, because I've never had an experience where someone has ordered for me before, and that's like such an interesting thing to do.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, the scene is Nina and Leo are on, so they're fake dating in this book, and this is one of their initial fake dates, is going to a very Hollywood restaurant, and Nina is the foodie person, and she views Leo as kind of this like person who doesn't really know much about food. And so I also kind of envisioned her as like a female Gordon Ramsay, which I know she actually comments in the book and is like, I don't want to be a female Gordon Ramsay, but she is really strongly opinionated. She knows what she wants. She goes after it. And so for me, I thought it was, first of all, I love when other people make decisions for me, like any decision. I'm like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Because I feel like I have so many decisions to make on any given day that if someone just takes the decision off of my plate, pun intended, it is like the biggest help and just makes me feel really taken care of. And in fact, I've like, I feel like I'm going to sound like a terrible partner, because I've like also asked my husband, like, if we're ordering takeout food, like, please just like order whatever, like make those decisions for me, because I don't have time to like think about what I want to eat sometimes. And so in this scene, like with Nina and Leo, I have her basically being like, I'm going to order for us, like, just trust me and let's go with it. And so she like knows the menu inside and out, puts in her order, orders a fancy bottle of wine. I actually have a friend who's a sommelier, so I texted him and I was like, can you tell me like a really nice bottle of white that would pair with the following things? But yeah, for me, it's interesting that you brought up that scene, because for me, like, I kind of wanted Leo to be impressed by her a little bit, that she's able to kind of like read what he wants and what she would want and put in the order. But what did you think of it? Was it weird? Did it feel weird for you reading that?
Well, you know, it's so interesting because I think like, you know, aside from the love story, I think there's like there's this really like poignant arc and storyline and theme in the book of like how women who are opinionated and, you know, forthright how they are perceived and like how, you know, we are scared of them, or we will call them nasty, like in the book, or we'll call them like a bitch or whatever. And when she ordered for him, I was like, oh my God. But then I was like, but if he did that to her, I don't know if I would have. And he also like included, I know you like burgers, so I'll get the burger. You know, I'd be like, what a gentleman. And I realized like I still have my own like prejudices around my own gender, you know?
Right. Yeah, I know. And I do think there's a lot of role reversal that I tried to do in this book in terms of like Leo is what they would call like a cinnamon roll hero, like really soft on the inside. And so, you know, he has an obsession with rom-coms and is really struggling a lot with his own feelings and emotions. And we see a lot of kind of like self-discovery from him in terms of that emotional side. And I think with Nina, like she's much more like she knows what she wants. Like she's been going after it her entire life. And so the setbacks that she faces, I think, are often setbacks that we see men face in books or in movies, where it's about the career and where they want to be with their actual work. And so yeah, it's a little bit of a reversal there too. But I almost tried to like channel a CEO when I wrote Nina, where I was like, well, what would a female CEO do in this situation? Like, would she wait around for the guy to like read the menu and take his time and put in the order? I was like, probably not.
Well, totally.
She would just go ahead.
Yeah. And I feel like even like with Leo's thing, like I have like, and this was refreshing. I've never seen that level of insecurity in a male character before, and I found this really refreshing. Of like he's super hot, really funny, you know, great businessman, and then like just seeing like very relatable, very and irrational levels of insecurity that no one would ever want to share with anyone. Yet you're like, especially men, I'm assuming, and you're seeing that in this book. And I thought that was like a very, again, interesting choice, because again, you would probably maybe see that more in a female character in other books.
Yes. And I think you're totally right. And with Nina, I tried not to give her a lot of insecurity around the way she looks or anything like that. I wanted her to be confident because she has gotten to this role in her life where she is at the top of her game. And you know, when I started writing the book, I was looking into industries that were super male dominated and was sort of surprised to see that female chefs only make up 7% of kitchens in America. There's just like not a lot of representation. And then when I was doing more research, I found a lot of like basically stories from female chefs about sexism that drove them out of the food industry. Just like they started off wanting to be a chef and then left completely because of sexism. So when I was thinking of Nina, I just thought, you know, if she's gotten to this point, she's probably put up with a lot of bullshit. And she would be someone who at this point in her life, like, is not worried about it, you know, are eating these fries going to make me feel bad about my body afterwards? But like, you know, with with Leo, to your point, like I really wanted to show a man who was having mental health issues. Specifically in this book, he has a lot of anxiety and panic attacks, which is something that I've had my whole life in terms of anxiety and panic attacks. I started getting when I was in my 20s, and it was like a totally life-changing experience for me to have my first one and then to have subsequent ones. And so I wanted to include the mental health stuff, and it made sense as I was writing to kind of give that to Leo, because I just thought, you know, that's kind of interesting. Like, we don't really hear men talk about their mental health all that much. I think it's getting better. I've seen some of my guy friends talk about therapists they're seeing and all of that stuff. But, you know, the other thing I do in the book is like Leo deals with his mental health toward the end of the book. And that's like how he, now wait for it, Becky, because Owen just walked in the room with
what a
old
beauty.
fashioned.
Oh, love it.
So
thank you, Owen.
Thank you, Owen. So
Okay, let's
cheers
do
to
it.
you.
Cheers. Or we
Yeah.
have clinked.
Yeah.
Wait, so we were talking about mental health in men. So yeah. Uh-huh.
As I ask my husband to bring me my cocktail, and then leave the room immediately. No, he's great, everyone. Don't worry about him. So I really liked showing Leo go on this journey where in the book we see that he hits his wall, his thing where he then has to kind of rebuild his life and find out who he is through the book. And so you see him starting therapy toward the end of the book and kind of like, figuring out how to deal with his panic attacks and anxiety in a healthier way instead of just, bubbling everything up and going for really intense runs, which are things that I used to also personally do. So I feel that Leo has a lot of aspects of myself in him.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, do you see more of yourself in Leo and in Nina? Is there anything in Nina that you see? I mean, aside from just being a woman and facing sexism, I guess.
I think with this book, I definitely actually feel like I am a little bit more Leo, the male character. And with Nina, I think she embodies a person who at various times in my life I've tried to be, where, I worked in my former lives at BuzzFeed and Netflix and Amazon Prime Video, and I was in kind of like upper management roles there and had to be like more of a boss figure, and felt like I kind of had to put up a little bit of a like persona of like, I'm very put together and you can trust me because I work very hard, or whatever. And so I did try to channel a little bit of that into her, but like I absolutely love Leo. He is like the light of my life, and I feel like embodies a lot of little things about myself too that I put into him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely was like a dream guy for me, and maybe I'm in love with you is my
Let's
point right
explore
now.
this. Let's explore this. We have some cocktails.
I think you're my dream man in a way. Like,
yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, here's another
I've heard
thing.
that before. I've heard that before. Go on.
No. The first night I met my husband, he told me I was his dream man.
Yeah.
So it's so funny, like thinking about like relating to Leo, because like this is gonna be a whirlwind. But I had coffee with a friend yesterday, and we were talking about rom-coms, and we were talking about like tropes, and like she was talking about how like the enemies to lovers tropes like stresses her out because people are being mean to each other, and it's like hard to like when you're like mean to someone like in real life saying something like that, you would hate yourself. But Leo does have a moment where he like they're shooting, and he does like, they both hit very much below the belt, more so than other characters in this book, where like some of the things they say to each other, like I'd be talking about in therapy 30 years later, of like this one time.
Yeah. When I set out to write an enemies to lovers book, I really wanted them to be enemies up top. I was like, because I have read a lot of enemies to lovers books that actually don't feel like they're enemies. It sort of feels like they just kind of bristle a little bit when the other one walks into the room. And so I was like, no, I want to like shove them apart and then force them together and see how they fall in love from there. And I was trying to think while I was writing this, I was like, have I ever been in an enemies to lovers situation? The answer is no. However, I've definitely had like work nemesis who I've had like crazy sex dreams about, like at various points while working with them, which is such a weird place for your brain to go. Like when you are not getting along with someone, or you're fighting with someone a lot, or you have like an antagonistic relationship, for your brain, like when you go to sleep, to be like, I'm gonna show you how they fuck, and it's always really good, and you're what the hell just when you wake up. And so I was like, I get it. Like I do feel like there's something weird about that, like butting heads thing, or you just kind of want to like fuck it out of your system or something. Like, I get it.
Totally. This is going to sound way worse than it is, but like sometimes I have a sexual fantasy where I punch a guy in the face and then fuck him.
I actually worked with a girl once who we all, like we went out to drinks. People were talking about their weird sex stuff. And she was like, well, my boyfriend and I like to punch each other in the face. It's just like, oh. And I was sort of like, I remember being like, yeah, I could see that.
Sure. Yeah.
But then another girl in our group was like, I think we should talk about that. She was like how hard do you?
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, I get that, Becky.
Yeah. I mean, because there is like the idea of like a hate fuck and this level of tension of like your level of tension in terms of hatred and like your hormones, like it's kind of the same energy. So yeah.
Yes.
I get it. Yeah.
Yes. But it is interesting because I haven't really met a lot, or I don't know a lot of people in my life who have lived the enemies to lovers trope, but it is one of my favorites to read because I just love that kind of back and forth banter that happens, where they're trying to one up each other. And like you said, they're hitting really hard in this book. And I do think they do.
Oh yeah. I mean, like she like has one line where she calls the tiramisus at his restaurant like vending machine tiramisus, and like regardless of who says it, it's just like what a sentence to say to someone about their job, about their profession, where like oh god, like it was like, Nina, no, or I mean, I know they were just like calling it, but like just what a thing to say to someone. It is so understandably why she would say it, because he gets on her nerves, but like also like you could get fired from a show for things like that. You know what I mean? Like it is so rude. And maybe it's because I'm so nice. I'm just so nice.
You're maybe the sweetest person I've ever met in my life. So exactly. I get what you're saying. I did in the book. It's interesting because I went back through those scenes and like with my editor and agent, we were like, does this make her too unlikable? Does it make him too unlikable? And we had to go kind of line by line and make sure that if it was a really intense line of dialogue that was delivered, that then we kind of saw maybe Leo having a little bit of remorse about saying something, or we had Nina kind of being like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. That was like a little too far. Just to acknowledge like, okay, that came out of my mouth. I didn't mean for it to, but I can't take it back. And so there are a couple of moments, like that throughout the book.
Yeah, I thought that was great because I think that's also like, again, very relatable. Like it's very like it's like this nuanced thing. Like I find I love enemies to lovers as well, and I love when two people in love with each other on screen or in a book like full on insult each other. But if I were in a relationship like that in real life and said some of those things, like I would be hard.
It would never work.
It would never work. And like in my fantasy, I would love it for someone to kind of like make fun of my level of intelligence in a fantasy. But if someone were to like say like something ridiculous to me in real life, like I would be so hurt.
Upset.
Exactly. So it's like honestly like this like the fantasy of like this like being like having someone being mean to you and you being mean to someone like also comes out in these books.
Totally. And I think romance for me has always been this genre, and I'm sure it's the same for you, but like it just kind of helps me escape into a place that is not my life. It feels very like, okay, I'm being dropped into a different world where I know the ending will be great and I just have to get there. And so I wanted to write something fun. I wanted to write something that made you feel good while you were reading it toward the end and like uplifted you and ultimately like hopefully makes you laugh at some of the like ridiculous situations that they have to be in for this fake dating, but also some of the things that they say back and forth to each other. It's like, I think at some moments you're rooting for Nina and at some you're rooting for Leo. And at some you might even hate Leo or hate Nina or be like, why did they say that? Or like, why would she respond to him in that way? Or why would he tell her that?
Yeah.
But what I tried to do throughout the book is really redeem both of them and show you their growth and journey to find that happily ever after.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And I think like it just how you did portray them, like you're seeing they're very, you see their flaws. They don't feel like very flat characters. You know, you kind of like, both of them I think are, Leo especially, like are these like overthinkers, you know, and just like seeing like, I think we all have a million thoughts per second that that must be very difficult to put that in a book, or, you know, and to like, but like really feel that of like, yeah, my mind would be going nuts if this happened, you know, like just thought after thought after thought.
Yeah. And it's, I think doubly so because they are celebrities, right? So they have not only their internal stuff, but then they have the external of their fans and critics kind of chiming in on social media. So I definitely tried to like in between chapters add in these like kind of, you know, Leo's Twitter mentions or, you know, the comments on Nina's Instagram post. So you could kind of see too the pressure that they're facing you know, from the outside, and how their fake relationship kind of affects their real life, and how people are perceiving them, and how that changes over time.
Yeah.
But, you know, I, as someone who worked at BuzzFeed before, like a couple of my old friends from BuzzFeed have become like internet famous and have had to deal with a lot of like online trolls and things like that. And it's been really interesting to see because, you know, some people I think are able to ignore it, but a lot of people I know really can't. Like they can't turn off that desire to look at what people are saying about them, and it changes you. And so I felt like that was really interesting to show and play with too, in terms of Leo's mental health, especially. It's sort of like, how does that play into his anxiety or his panic attacks and fears?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think like that also added to the humor of the book as well. Like, you know, just like here they are hating each other. And then like you see like a Twitter of like, I'm standing these two. Like it was a very good like like balance. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun writing this. And there are also like fake news headlines that I really enjoyed writing as a former BuzzFeed writer. I was like, I can flex my little, like, what would the clickbait articles say about Leo's fly being unzipped and standing next to Nina and all of that. So yeah.
So there also, I mean, you didn't we're talking about like a woman being trolled online, and you know, but there also is like this like visual thing of like, there's also a meme of her face that has gone around that like isn't like, it's just an image, and like it's more so what people are saying, but I don't know why that like really struck me of like, yeah, like how scary it is of like, you can't even like, you have to watch every facial expression now, or else you'll be like pummeled by the world. And there's like a fear there.
Yeah. You know, so that's in the opening of the book. We kind of get a little of the backstory of why Nina and Leo really don't get along. And it stems from this holiday episode where a contestant makes a naughty or nice list as a baking kind of challenge. And on air, Leo says something along the lines of, well, I know that I'm on the nice list, but Nina's probably on the nasty list, because he misreads what is on the cake. And then this moment of her reaction, which is sort of like her grimacing and raising her eyebrows, goes viral. And the nickname Nasty Nina gets coined from that one moment, and that meme. And yeah, I am obsessed with memes, but also would be horrified to be the center of a meme. And I feel like the thing I read recently was, I don't know if you know that meme of like the girl who's standing in front of a fire and kind of smiling. It's like an ancient meme, but she's like an adult now, and like has talked about like what that meant for her and what it was to be a little girl and become a viral meme, which you know, it can happen to anyone. It can happen to celebrities, it can happen to random photos. But yeah, it's interesting to write about celebrities now. And I think a lot of books are dealing with these kind of like accidental viral moments that happen. And, you know, my second book, this will be a series. So everything in my books will kind of focus on Hollywood and fame a little bit. But the second book I'm working on starts out with an accidental moment going viral. And so I think a lot of people are fascinated with that. Like, well, what makes you go viral? And like, could it be good or could it be bad? But I think especially with stuff like TikTok, like you see videos going viral where you're like, wow, like there was one of a woman just ranting about her mother-in-law on TikTok, and then it went viral. And her mother-in-law like subsequently like, you know, went on the news to talk about it. It was this like whole big thing. And then this woman did a response video to her mother-in-law. But you know, like it can change your life in an instant, just uploading a video. So it's not just celebrities. It's like it can happen to anyone.
Oh yeah. And like, do you ever think like why one thing is viral and why another thing isn't? Like I used to really, this was before TikTok, but like, you know, like to watch women give candle reviews on YouTube as one does. And you know, like why did this candle review? Well, you know what I mean? Like why did this candle review video like explode, but like this other one that's also insane didn't?
Yes.
It's wild. Like what's the math behind it, you know? Like
yeah, I mean, you know, as someone again who worked at BuzzFeed, I feel like I'm name dropping them every 5 seconds. So I'm sorry, but it's relevant to the viral thing.
You know,
but
yeah,
we used to study it and kind of treat it like a science in terms of like, well, what would make this video go more viral? Like, what could we do? Could we start out with a close-up of a person's face versus being far away? It can be something as simple as that. Like, it is really interesting and fascinating, and the internet changes every single day. So what might go viral today might not go viral in a week. It's just a lot about like timing too.
Totally. And that could be a good thing too, depending on, you know, why
what it is,
why viral is happening.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you know, it's been interesting trying to be more present on social as an author, because I do feel like, and my following is not huge, but even just having to upload videos every day has really made me kind of like attached to my phone in a way that I don't feel all that comfortable with. And lately I've had to just kind of like leave my phone in other rooms, so I'm not checking notifications constantly or like seeing if anyone has commented. No, they haven't. And so, you know, like things like that. But yeah, when you're thinking about the characters in this book, like with Nina, I really felt for her a lot because she is already dealing with so much sexism and trying to just make it in this industry that she adores and has been, you know, continually kind of like thwarted by men. And so to have this added layer of like having to exist online and basically to save her career, she has to fake date the person she hates the most. Like that is a lot.
Yeah. But it shows their strength of character, because I think like anyone would just like leave, you know, like I feel like there's so I would just be like, well, bye LA. You know, I'd be like, this happened to me and this happened to me, I'm out.
I'm gonna go off. Yeah, I'm gonna go open a coffee shop. This was nice. Bye everyone. Yeah,
I'm gonna work on a ranch or something, I don't know, but it's not here. I give up. I've given up.
Yeah, it is interesting because they have a lot of different motivations. Like Nina is very driven by her own sense of just wanting to, you know, make food accessible to women and try to uplift women within her own industry. And I think for Leo, like we see a lot of his family in the book, so you get a lot of a sense of like his familial obligations and you know, that sense of like, oh, I've got to like step things up and be the thing holding my entire family and world together. So they they definitely have their reasons why they stay in, but they're very different.
Yeah. Well, they also both, it seems like they're both motivated, or just their character motivation comes from, they both have lost a parent and they're like dealing with the grief of a parent.
Yeah, it's interesting because I hadn't really thought about it that much as I was writing it. And as I was writing it, I realized that I had made them both like, Nina was not on good terms with her father. So her mother passed away. So she doesn't have either of her parents really in her life. And then with Leo, his father has passed away. His mother is still dealing with that grief. And we see them kind of relate to each other for the first time, I think, through their shared grief and through the understanding of what it is to lose a parent, which is something I think as I get older, I think about a lot in terms of like, you see your parents age and it's such a difficult thing to go through. And I wanted to explore that a little bit of how you could be with someone who could help you get through that grief. And I thought it was really nice and natural the way that they softened around each other when they spoke about their parents and were able to talk about their parents in terms of food, because with Nina, food is what like brought her together with her mother. And with Leo, his father kind of brought their family together by this restaurant and food. So food, and for me too, like that's how I interact with my family a lot. I come from an Italian family too. And so food is a big thing between us. Like if you're not eating, something's wrong.
Sure.
So,
I get it. Yeah. You should always be eating.
So it's important. Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like whenever I go home, it's this question of like, why aren't you eating? Just constantly. You're not eating anything. What's wrong?
Yeah.
You want a pizza? You want a bowl of pasta? Like, what should I get you? 4-course meal? Yeah.
I love going like, do you need anything? Yeah, just have a bowl of pasta, please.
Yeah. It's never just like a snack. The snack is a meal.
Yeah. It's like, can you just like, I'll have some water. I lied. I'll have a bowl of pasta. Thanks.
And bring on the bread.
Yeah. Okay. So I have like a game for you.
Excellent.
So there's like the theme. There's a lot of like, especially in the chateau scene, it's the theme of comfort food. And I have a different these are from different tropes, different things that happen in romance novels, the issues and the emotions that characters go through in a few. And I want you to give a recommendation of what type of comfort food you would recommend.
This is gonna make me so hungry. Let's do it.
Sorry. Okay. So let's say that you are in love with your sibling's best friend and you feel so guilty about it. What would be your comfort food?
I'm having like a banana split sundae, strawberry chocolate, vanilla, scoops of each, a lot of hot fudge, and like the entire thing of cherries on top. That's what I'm having.
Oh my God. That's great. Do you know what?
What are you having?
See, here's the thing. I'm not good with the feeling of guilt. I'm not a good guilty feeler. And
see, I was like indulging in the guilt. I was
no, it's good.
Gimme.
But it's like, it's our differences because like I would be nauseous. So I would just be eating saltines.
It's really interesting because my second book is a brother's best, or what is it, best friend's brother trope?
Yeah.
And I've had to think about that a lot of like, oh my God, what would I do if I was having feelings for my best friend's brother? My best friend has 2 brothers, and I also, it would be bad and probably a lot of saltines, but I'm also a stress eater.
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna bust out that sundae.
That sounds delicious.
Thank you. I might have to have that after this.
I know that I need to go to. What if I like want? I'm like, I don't have any bananas. I'll get one. I'll be fine. Okay. Next up, you're in, let's say, Regency, England, and you're a wallflower, and you're lonely. You can't find a duke to marry, and you're feeling lonely. What would be your comfort food?
Oh man. So I feel like for this one, first of all, I love a good shepherd's pie. And I feel like I would be very cold over there. So I feel like I'm going to have like some steaming hot buttered biscuits. That sounds filthy for some reason.
I'm turned on. Sorry.
Along with my like really heavy shepherd's pie, and then I'm going to go probably lay in a chaise lounge chair and read my sad romance novels while I recover from this heavy meal. I think that's what I would do.
Shepherd's pie knocks you out, and I love it.
I mean, tell me about it. I'm thinking about it right now. I'd be like, that would be great now to just be knocked out for like 12 to 14 hours, which I think is what the standard for a shepherd's pie hangover would be.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's nothing like a shepherd's pie nap, you know? It's just like you just like wake up from a nice sleep and like, shepherd's pie. That did it. Okay, so let's say that you're on the run. The enemy is after you. You're with, but you're with someone who says that you can trust them, but you're not sure if you can. So you're feeling suspicious and a little bit scared.
Okay. So, I mean, here's the thing. When I get scared, that's when I really can't eat much. However, I'm assuming that we're running, and so I'm going to need a little fuel, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to probably grab like a Bobo bar. Have you ever had one of these?
No.
It's like a fake protein bar. It's not really a protein bar. It's almost like a cookie that has been shaped into a bar.
Ooh.
And because also it would be wrapped up, so I would know that this person couldn't like poison me or put something in my food.
Yeah.
And I would probably try to eat it very quickly. And then would probably be like in a really bad way after that, because my stomach would be in knots. I feel like I wouldn't eat. I just feel like I wouldn't eat.
That's your saltine. Yeah.
That's my saltine. Now, you are someone who loves like FBI kind of romps. So maybe for you, this is your banana split moment. I don't know.
It could, I see it as a banana split moment, but I do also see, like, I'm really obsessed with, like, they're not protein bars, but they're like cookies. Like, you know how like they're the health cookies, which I know they're just cookies, you know.
I also have the health cookies in my fridge, and I understand what you're saying.
Because I feel like I feel like I'm eating a cookie and I love cookies. And then also it's like, okay, I'm getting the protein I need, maybe, you know, and I would
maybe there's a nut somewhere in there and I feel good about that. Yeah.
But like there's a lot of like you know, like if they're really on the run, and they're like, oh, we have these like protein packs that we just like squeeze into our like mouth or something, you know, just like goop. And it's like, I bet you it, like when you're on the run and you're so scared or whatever, that's probably the best thing you would ever eat. Like, I feel like no matter what, you're so scared and like you haven't been eating, no matter what you put in your mouth, it'll be the best meal.
It's going to be the best. Yeah. I used to watch The Walking Dead, and I feel like they would get really excited over like a 20-year-old can of like beans, and they would just like cut open the lid and like eat them without heating them and just like moan and gasp. And that would be this.
Oh yeah. It's your can of beans.
Just a can of beans. That's what I would have.
Okay. Now this is kind of like, this is basically your enemies to lovers trope, but you are competing with someone at your job or with something, but you're secretly in love with a person. So you're feeling like torn. You're in love with this person, but you also want to get what they're after as well. What would be?
I feel like this would be so annoying for me because I would be really nervous about like getting something in my teeth or like eating something embarrassing. Like, I feel like sushi is actually a terrible date food because you have to like stick this giant roll in your mouth, and it's that thing where you like can't really chew. So I almost feel like I would be eating something really boring. Like, I feel like I would be having like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Not that it's not even boring. I love those. But I would be eating something really simple that like I almost wouldn't want them to see me eat or something because maybe they would find a weakness that they would be able to use. Does that make sense?
No, 100%. Like this would be like, this is a stress eating thing. And I think mine would be like eating a popsicle in a closet. You know what I mean?
I'd love to open that door and just see you with like your little cherry red popsicle. Like, I forgot to turn the light on. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm having a really crazy day. I am torn and frustrated and in love. And then you just are like, okay, who is he? And I'll be like, okay.
I like close the door behind us and I'm like, okay, do you have another pop?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do some Postmates into this closet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, up next, you are having an existential crisis because you are in love with a ghost.
Oh, yes. I went from oh no to oh yes. Let me tell you something, Becky. And maybe you already know this about me, but like my sexual awakening was Casper, the friendly ghost, with Devon Sawa at the helm.
Sure.
Oh my God. So yeah, I feel like for me, and that movie reminds me, and it's a disgusting scene, but when all of the ghosts are like eating the donuts and they fall through their like
belly,
sheer bodies. So I feel like, but it still makes me want to eat donuts. So I this is like just a like weird guttural, no pun intended, response where I think I would be eating donuts with my like ghost lover. And feeling okay about it, but only because of my Casper memories would I be doing this.
That's real comfort. You have donuts a lot as comfort food in this book, which I appreciate.
It's so embarrassing, but I think I gained like a lot of donut weight while writing this because I kept ordering them, and I like put them in the book. But I even thanked the donut place that I ordered from in my acknowledgments. That's how bad it was. Like I just couldn't.
Do you want to give what's the donut place? Do you want to give it a shout out?
It's called Donut Friend. They have the most spectacular donuts, and they're actually vegan. And I'm not vegan, but these donuts are outrageous and so good. And I feel like I ordered them at least once a week, and it was, you know, they would last a few days. So I don't know what I feel like this whole book, like you read it and it's just a donut. Like I feel like I somehow infused donuts in every page of the book.
It's great. I'm like jealous as to how much these like characters, like it definitely made me hungry for a donut. Like it made me hungry for 69 and a donut.
In
any order.
Things to pair. Yeah, I think those are really good to pair. Yeah, the donuts are, I don't know why, I think I mentioned them in one scene, but for some reason, whenever I pick up this book, I think of those donuts. And I feel like everyone, I hope after this podcast goes and gets donuts. I'm going to order them now tomorrow because this is, I feel the draw now.
Oh, totally. Okay. And this is your final recommendation. You are feeling very overwhelmed because you just found out the guy that you've been sleeping with is a werewolf and you've just been mated to him. Like he's a werewolf, but then you're also his mate, like tough luck.
Wow.
What's your
God.
Yeah.
And I'm not into it, or I am into it.
I think you can be into it, but it's just like a lot at once.
It's like really overwhelming. Oh my God. This is so interesting. So I feel like I'm the type of person, I don't really like major life decisions that are like, well, you're stuck with this for the rest of your life, which is interesting because I'm married and I have a baby. But I don't like those decisions being made for me. I like to make them. So
100%. Yeah.
I feel like I would be really kind of angry a little bit. And when I am angry, I like to eat really spicy food, I think, to kind of like fuel that rage. Yeah. So maybe I would like order a really spicy kind of like, I want to say burrito for some reason. I think I'm going to go with a really spicy burrito.
burritos are like a very important comfort food for me. And like, I think that's great. Yeah.
What would
yeah.
you do? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that like, I would like one in real life, I would drink. I would just drink. Like my comfort food would be alcohol. But when you were talking about like how the anger you feel of like someone making a choice for you, I suddenly felt that anger and it was like, yeah, like I would be angry too. And it's like, I angry eat cupcakes.
I mean, I'm sure the
like,
werewolf is hot, but yeah, cupcakes are a great rage food. I agree. Because you can really down like a good half dozen real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is that I like the werewolf that I'm in love with, you know, I'll marry, I do want to marry him. He is the love of my life. But the fact that someone else,
is great.
Sex is phenomenal. But like, I just think the fact that like, I'm just mad that someone else is making the decision. Like that's what makes me mad, you know?
Yes. I think this is also why I am drawn and fascinated into the mafia romance books too. Because it's often where it's like an arranged kind of situation. And I'm like, I wouldn't like that, but the guy sounds kind of hot. So what to do? Yeah. You order the spicy burrito, you order the baker's dozen cupcakes.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth it in the end because it's like love or whatever.
Yeah.
What mafia romance are you reading now? Or have you been reading?
The last one I read was the one that we read for book club, which I feel like has some kind of gambling title in the, let me try to find it. And that one was really interesting and I liked it a lot.
Okay.
Let me try to pull it up here. It was called The Sweetest Oblivion by Danielle Laurie.
Yes, it's on my to-do read list, of course.
I like hated it and I loved it. It was great. But I had never read anything quite like it where it's a super alpha male book to the point of like I think she like walks into a gas station and he gets really upset that she walked in there without him and he burns the gas station down as a result. And I was like, wow. I was like, that's like an intense reaction.
Yes.
Sir.
Yeah.
But also great. Like you did that for her.
I mean, I read my first mafia romance. It's called Ruthless Creatures, finished it recently. And like, again, it was like, I mean, he didn't burn, well, I mean, he killed the mafia guy, killed people, but like he goes on one date with her. And then the next time he's like, set up a trust fund in your account, baby, $10 million.
Oh my God. That's the other thing about mafia romances where I'm like, oh, they seem pretty good. It's like you get married to this like pretty hot dude, you have your credit cards paid, like it doesn't, you have like a personal security detail, so you never have to feel like unsafe. I was like, this is like fine, actually.
Yeah, it does sound like very, and like also in this book, the sex was probably the most memorable thing because like he literally says a line, I think about it every day. He goes, like, now be quiet while I French kiss your pussy.
Oh my God.
I mean, it was like that was like sexy banter. He wasn't like telling her what to do, but like it was like but I think about it like all the time. Like it's like the dialogue in it was way more racier than the actual sex.
It's interesting you mentioned that because in the one I read too, the sex was like very different from what I've read. It's like very aggressive, kind of like angry, like hate sex half the time. And I was like, well, this is really different and also hot. And why do I feel this way? Am I a feminist still if I feel this way? Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. I get it.
But I'm going to read more of them because I'm very into it.
Yeah, I like see the appeal. And it was like kind of like, I mean, again, I've only read, this was probably like my second mafia romance, but it was like, it kind of felt like this easy way of like, well, okay, what if like I started dating a mafiosa guy? Like it was just like, it doesn't get into the nitty gritty, you know, it is just like very like, it's about the love. And so you don't really care about this, like, like the racketeering or any of the shit like that. Like who cares about that shit?
No, you can overlook that. There was like a scene in this book where she's like at dinner and her future husband like just kills someone, I think, at dinner, and she gets like blood all over her face. And I was like, well, that's like, I guess, kind of a bad part of this.
Yeah.
But other than that, it seems pretty good.
Yeah. Just, who cares? He's protecting her. I mean,
yeah,
there's something about it. I mean, Rafia is so popular. And again, like, I think it's like there's this hidden desire of like almost like they're like they're the vampires of reality.
I think that is probably right. Yeah. On the other end of the spectrum, I'm reading like a totally filthy book called The Pool Boy by Nikki Sloan. And it's like a reverse age story about like a divorced, not even mom, she's not a mom, a divorcee who is getting into a relationship with her best friend's son. And it is filthy.
What
great
would you recommend as a comfort food for that?
Now that actually I do feel like is maybe a watermelon situation for me. I really love watermelon on a hot day, and a lot of this takes place by the pool, including some of their sex scenes. So
that sounds sexy.
It's a nice
one. Oh, good. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I'm having fun over here with my cocktail and my pool boy stories. And
it doesn't get better than that. Doesn't get better than that.
Thank you.
Well, Erin, thank you so much for being a guest. Tell us when.
I feel honored.
I mean, you're welcome back anytime. You know that.
This is my third time on your podcast, I realized. And I'm so honored. It's so fun every single time. For Butter or Worse comes out July 26th. You can definitely pre-order it. And, I'm really excited for you to read those 69 scenes. So please do tell me what you think.
Oh, yeah. That's, again, best part of the
book.
Headline. The headline of the book.
Yeah. Can't wait for my parents to read it.
Too Stupid to Live is part of the Frolic Podcast Network. For more podcasts you'll love, visit frolic.media/podcasts. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great rest of your day.
This episode is brought to you by FX's Alien Earth, the official podcast. Each week, host Adam Rogers is joined by guests, including the show's creator, cast, and crew, in this exclusive companion podcast. They will explore story elements, deep dive into character motivations, and offer an episode-by-episode behind-the-scenes breakdown of each terrifying chapter in this new series. Search FX's Alien Earth wherever you listen to podcasts.